So what I was going to say now, this video is not caring about what other people think about you. And I've just finished my run now. And I know I could zip this up. And everyone has different things that they want to do. So that's why you can't put everyone into one box. I wanted to say, when you put everyone into one box, you're trying to control them, but you're not accepting them for who they are. So rather than focusing on the things you can't control, such as your appearance or your voice, you need to focus on the things you can control, such as how you handle a situation. And you know, people as well, people think of you in a different way. Like sometimes people think you're the best person, some people might think you're the worst person, but then the important thing is just to try and do your best, no matter what happens around you, no matter who you're with as well. So I was going to say, I'm going to continue where I left off. And what I was saying before, so you know when you're embarrassed, it's because you're trying something new and you don't know what to expect. You need to realize that people that have done it before were once in your shoes. I wanted to add, when people don't like the things you're doing or they don't like the things you're saying, you have to even question, why do they have the time to do that in the first place? Because you need to realize the things that you want to do, you need to look for people that have common interests, and you need to look for people that have the same interests as you and want to try the same things as you. So that's why you might be at the starting point, but someone that you look up to, they had to go through that themselves. And you don't want to be defending yourself every time you're with someone, and you don't want to have to over-explain the things that you want to do. Because the truth is, if people really cared about you, they will be with you no matter what you do. And then also as well, you don't have to defend yourself with everyone that you talk to. You need to realize you don't always have to defend yourself around people, especially new people that you met, because you need to realize you need to give people time so that you know how they act in all situations. But then if people are giving you a bad first impression, the only thing that you can do is take note of that. Because if people start to mistreat you, you need to learn how to walk away and set a boundary in place. And I was going to say, when people hate you, it's because they have strong feelings towards you and it's mostly negative. So every little thing that you're doing, they are paying attention, but then they're waiting for your downfall. It's like the third train that I've seen right now. So yeah, once the train goes, I'll continue on with like this video. And when it comes to you building a future, at least for yourself, you have to realize you're building a future for yourself and the people around you. If you notice that you have some success, you realize that other people that aren't doing the same things as you, they start to become jealous. And it's because as well, you don't want to be mistreated. And if people start to make jokes with you all the time, and the jokes are mostly about you, you need to realize, are people laughing at you or are they laughing with you? Because when someone is laughing at you, they start to look for every imperfection that you have, and then they're more likely to call you out in front of other people so that they feel better about themselves. You need to know the difference between someone laughing at you and someone laughing with you. But when people are laughing with you, not only can they take a joke, they can also give jokes as well to make you actually laugh. Because you need to realize you are what you attract. So if you're negative, you're going to attract people that are negative. And if you are positive, you're going to attract people that are positive. The main video message is to appreciate the people around you that actually support you. When you care what other people think about you so much, you don't live a life that you truly want. And that's really important, because when you're trying to live a life that you want, you're able to do things based on your own decisions. And then also as well, it's really down to the people you surround yourself with. And you don't want it to get to a point where you're asking for someone else's permission. Here is one thing that you can take away from this video. So everyone is going to look at you differently, and you don't want to live up to someone else's expectations, because everyone expects different things from you. And when I say this, some people want your time, some people want your money, some people want your attention, but then you need to decide how to spend your time and who to spend your time with. You need to realize that time is your most valuable resource, and you don't want to spend so much time thinking about what someone else thinks about you. Instead, you want to make the most of your time and also do the things that you want to do. And also as well, whenever you're trying something new, like I said earlier, you are going to embarrass yourself, because when you're trying something new, it's unexpected. And when you're trying something new, you look at things in a new way. You know how you're meeting new people, other people are meeting new people as well. So that's really the reality of it. And you know when you're embarrassed where you make a mistake, The important thing is to make a mistake and to not repeat that mistake. And when you're embarrassed, it's because you're trying something new, which I keep saying to you. And also as well, when you're embarrassed, you try something over time and then you start to progress. And then when you start to progress, you start to do things effortlessly. So whenever you embarrass yourself and you make a mistake, other people will look at it in the moment, but then they forget about it later on. You think that everyone is caring about you all the time, but people only look at you in that moment. And give it a day, give it a week, and people will forget about it. Apologies for the background noise. Why does this keep happening? Because you need to realize people care about themselves, people are selfish, and they always look at things that are like trending. So that's why you don't want to like worry too much. So when you care about what people think about you so much, you don't seem to like put in effort. And when you don't put in effort, you can't meet new people, you can't learn from rejection. The other thing that I was going to say, when you are rejected, you're being redirected to someone new. And when you're redirected to someone new, you need to realize that sometimes you think that you can't meet a better person, but then in the future you might meet someone better. So you know when you accept people for their flaws, you don't want to like ignore the red flags, because when you start to ignore the red flags, you don't accept people for who they are, and then also you start to put people on a pedestal, and that's something that you don't want to do. You might have these thoughts that you won't meet someone better in the future, but you just have to give this time and you have to work on yourself, because the person that you want to meet in the future, you have to be like that for yourself in order to attract that person. And the last thing that I was going to say, you know the person that says something negative about you, the person that is receiving it, they are more likely to remember it than the person that is giving that negative comment. So that's all I really wanted to say. And if you're new, you can like, you can comment, you can subscribe. And let me know what you think about this video. And until another video, I'll see you again soon.